1 o'clock game, though, for the Commanders. It's on Fox, obviously. 1 p.m. The Patriots are 2-6.
Do we know the broadcast team
I
yet?
know that it's obvious because it's NFC versus AFC.
Well, just often
Sometimes
the Commanders.
it's on CBS.
Often the Commanders, for the most part, are on Fox. You've got Sam Howell versus Mac Jones. Kind of the tale of two careers, I think. Mac Jones got off to a good start and is kind of swooning. I think a lot of people are off the Mac Jones bandwagon. More people seem to be jumping on the Howell bandwagon for the most part, week to week. When he has a rough week, people jump off. But he's coming off a pretty good week. One guy that's clearly on the bandwagon is Jason Kelsey, who, of course, hosts a podcast with his brother, Travis.
They got up on us quick, and, Sam Howell, man, when he's on, it was impressive. It was, methodical.
He can sling it, man. He can sling it. The fighting be enemies, man.
Yeah, but it was, typically, and when you're playing quarterbacks that aren't, well-known, if you make them drive the field and do, short dink-dunk passes, that's hard to continually do. Not for Sam Howell. He was very on point. He was executing it. He was taking some shots occasionally, but a lot of it was just, it felt like it was death by 1,000 slants. I'm like, Jesus, what are we doing here? Can we get into something for a slant? But I'm sure it's a lot easier said than done. I don't know.
1,000%.
But
yeah.
All I do know is that Sam Howell has played 2 really good games against us. The Commanders have played 2 really good games offensively against us. I asked Eric Bieniemy after the game, I'm like, yo, brother, what are you seeing, EB? How do we stop this? What are you doing to us? But they've kind of had our number, and this is the way divisional games are.
High praise from Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
He's right there on the field.
Washington, by the way,
happen.
still plus 140 on the money line, so significant underdog.
What was
even
it,
though
plus
the line
170 at one point?
at one point, then it went down, and
And
now
then you didn't jump on it yet, right? So now
no, but man, we'll see
By the way, here's your
where it's
announcer
at on
team
Sunday.
for Sunday. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spake.
all right,
That is,
decent.
that is your team.
It's not the Tiki Barber, Matt Ryan team that they seem to get a couple times.
Let's see where those guys, what game they're calling. They're at the Chicago at New Orleans game. Andrew Catalan, Tiki, Matt
Well,
Ryan.
that's a big one for us.
Drabby, fun fact that you probably didn't know. Not only did the Junks start their careers at BCTV, Kenny Albert. I remember being there and going through and finding tapes of Kenny Albert at BCTV.
Is that where
he started before you guys?
He launched his career there, too.
He did some stuff
What?
there when he was like a college student or something. Yep.
I saw that Kenny Albert just released a book. Like he's got a biography or autobiography or something. I didn't know he was that big time. I mean, I know he's big, but,
Probably talks a lot about his dad in the book.
Well, I mean, it's a huge head start.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's good to be part of that family if you want to get into sports.
I mean, everyone,
broadcasting.
when you see Kenny Albert, he's very recognizable now.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Did
think
Kenny Albert go? Where did he go to college?
I think he's an
NYU.
NYU guy.
Yep. I don't know. I just remember seeing tapes there. Yes. All right. So anyway, the matchup predictor with ESPN, 56% cakes on the Patriots, only 43% for the Commanders. Again, the great enigma. I don't get it. Injury status for the Commanders. They've taken away probable, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Done away with that.
So I guess questionable's the new probable.
For the most part. If you see a guy with a red D next to his name, 90+% chance he's not.
Just to give you a little info on Kenny Albert, he was the play-by-play announcer for the Baltimore Skipjacks, 90-92, and then the Capitals, 92-95.
So that's why he was in the area, and he obviously did something there. Curtis Samuel, questionable. Percy Butler, questionable. When I look at New England's injury list, now remember they used to have like 20 guys on a list? I think that's part of the reason why they got rid of the problem.
I'm sure that was part of it, yeah.
Because of Bill.
They didn't want to deal with Belichick shenanigans.
The only name that kind of jumps out at me is, but I'm not a fantasy guy, Devontae Parker.
I believe he has a head injury he's dealing with, head or neck injury.
He's questionable.
Well, the big thing is they moved Kendrick Bourne to the IR, and he was arguably their best receiver.
He tore his ACL.
So in the last 5, just to give you just some context, if you're not a huge Patriots fan, obviously the loss last week to the Dolphins, 31-17. The week before that, remember, they surprised everyone and beat the Bills
Mac Jones was 25 for 30 in that game and had the game-winning drive.
They beat him 29-25. Prior to that, they had lost to the lowly Las Vegas Raiders. They had lost 34-0 to the Saints.
Just look at the amount of points they
got
scored.
Smoked by Dallas. I believe that was a nationally televised game that we were watching. For some reason, I feel like that was. Maybe
Could have
not. Where they beat him 38-3.
Dude, without Kendrick Bourne in the lineup.
So back-to-back weeks, they scored
They
3
scored 3
and 0.
points.
Without Kendrick Bourne in the lineup, their leading receiver is running back Ramondre Stevenson with 25 catches. Then it's Hunter Henry with 23. It's Mario Douglas, who will step on the field as their number one receiver, has 19 catches.
He is the guy, though, that will pick up some of the slack with Bourne sidelined, with Parker banged up. Like, he's a sixth-round rookie it's shown some promise. But, again, you're relying on a sixth-round rookie.
He's a Liberty boy.
Help you out.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to clarify, because I am part of the Hal Hive, president of it this year. Hal on pace for, I don't know, 27, 28 touchdowns now, with 13 coming off the 4 touchdowns last week. Let's see how he performs in back-to-back weeks.
You're a full-blown howler.
I'm a howler.
You're a howler.
I'm a howler.
If they don't win this game, they're not going to get to the 7 wins, in my opinion.
No.
Not with the schedule.
I
This
think
is
they're
one of
gonna
those.
win.
I'm going
to be disappointed if they lose.
Yeah,
like
you
really
should.
disappointed. I'm going to be
You should be.
emotionally invested in the game. It's the game where no one will watch with me, and I'll be fist pumping and screaming alone. That's when you know I'm emotionally invested.